Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam Mataji, you can start Mangalacharanam prayers.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay, sure. Hare Krishna.
Hare
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपादकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सकलललिता श्री विशाखान्वितां च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपीश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. My sincere gratitude and appreciation to all the devotees who have taken the trouble to join to discuss the final chapter of Madhurya Kadambini entitled Prema. We have already covered 2 pages, at the end of which Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who is most eloquent, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is famous as the most eloquent and Rasika Acharya, and his works are specially relished by devotees. But he himself says, such a great ocean of bliss appears at this time that poetic words are not capable of discerning its limits. Prose words, impossible, they cannot capture, but even poetic words, where the poetry itself gives you a very special taste. Unlike prose reading, poetry reading creates a mystical atmosphere, right? Something that we can dream on. We can just allow our mind you know, to elaborate on that in our consciousness. So that poetic words also, he says, it's not adequate. But still, he continues. So let us also continue. We are entering a territory which is far, far beyond our imagination or our understanding. Let us admit that. But with all gratitude to the Acharya Parampara who still want to show, there is this famous poem. Uh, what is that? Lead kindly light. Mhm. Amidst the encircling gloom. And uh, Miles, what is that? She would say, uh, amidst the encircling gloom, I don't ask to see the distant scene. What is, you are leading me, oh light, you are leading me amidst the encircling gloom. Everywhere it is darkness, but you are showing the light to me, and I'm just following in your light. I don't ask to see the distant scene. I am not asking you to show me the ultimate destination. I trust you. O light who is leading me, I trust you that you have my best interest at your heart. So, one step enough for me. Just light the place just in front of me where I should keep my next step. Just light up that space. I'm not asking you to show everything around me. Shine light like the sun that I can see everything. No. I am actually in gloom. And in this gloom, you are so kind, you are shining some light for me. And that light, I don't ask that you show me right away the destination so that I'll get inspired. No, I believe you. I believe that you are taking me to the perfect destination. So just tell me where I should put my next step. That much light you show. That is that famous song, right? Lead kindly light. So like that, But here the acharyas are so kind. Not only they are telling you where to put your next step, but they are also shining the light on the destination, which will inspire you, which will make you eager to reach the destination quickly. And in the process, the difficulties in the present situation, they become insignificant in comparison to the destination to which you are going, or temporary difficulties of the present times. Doesn't matter. I don't mind this trouble. This is small trouble for such a great gift which is waiting for me when I reach the other side. So we really feel grateful for Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur for giving us this opportunity to relish, even though we are not qualified, what is Prema. So let us read on. Like a traveler, I am reading page number 55. Like a traveler on a desert path, burned by the sun's rays during the hot season, imagine, who takes shelter in a cool place, supplied with 100 vessels filled with icy water from a divine pool. Very, very good water is there from that pool. The water is filled in these 100 drums, very cool in the hot sun, under the shade of a vast banyan tree, densely tangled with branches, are so thick with branches that the canopy does not allow even one ray of the hot sun to enter. So you are sitting under that beautiful shady banyan tree, and you are having 100 vessels in front of you filled with divine water from a pool which is icy, so pleasant for the thirsty traveler. Or like an elephant, this is another metaphor, like an elephant caught in a forest fire, who is finally bathed by unlimited water from a bank of rain clouds. It's not that with buckets of water we are drowsing the elephant. No, it is a rain clouds, Madhurya Kadambini. Those clouds are showering very unlimited water on the elephant who was caught in a forest fire. The huge body of the elephant is burning in the heat of the forest fire. Then suddenly rain clouds are pouring water. Like that, the devotee who is in Prema, craving a taste, experiences bliss in the intense sweetness of one ray of that nectar. That nectar, one ray only, it gives him unlimited, intense sweetness. That bliss he is tasting now. No, the devotee has reached the Prema. A brief description of that bliss has been presented through analogies. Now he is going to present it to us. Now we will see how the Lord and the devotee are exchanging reciprocation. How the Lord is slowly allowing the devotee to experience him, because it is like a sudden surge of power, 440 watts, don't touch, danger. The tiny human bulb, if you compare the human body to a tiny 0-watt bulb, and suddenly 1,000 watts power is surging through that, what will happen? The bulb will just burst. So the Lord is nicely, very kindly, he is giving himself to the soul. The soul, which is just a tiny part and parcel of the Supreme, he is giving himself fully into the tiny drop. Can you imagine? Like a whole ocean enters into one drop. The whole ocean is Krishna. One drop is the soul who has entered into Prema. Now, the one drop will get the whole ocean into it. Just imagine that. So something like that is happening here. The Lord first reveals his beauty. So first it is the visual thing, right? Reveals his beauty to the eyes of the devotee in this remarkable condition. The devotee is in this hopeless condition that he is hankering for Krishna. There is nothing else in his heart. He just wants to experience fully this condensed form of bliss, which is Akila Rasa Amrita Murti, Krishna. And so first the vision appears to his eyes. on account of the sweetness of that beauty. How to describe that beauty? Sweetness only. Now, sweetness is a subject for the tongue, but on account of the sweetness of that beauty, all the senses and mind take on the quality of eyes. See, now, earlier he mentioned it briefly in a paragraph. Now he's elaborating on that. How each sense becomes capable of playing the role of all other senses. Anganiyasya sakalendri vritti manti pashyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti. We say that in Brahma Samhita, that the Lord's senses are such that they can do the function of all other senses, every sense. Same condition happens to the devotee because he has entered into the Antaranga Shakti of the Lord, where the Lord shares his own potencies with the soul. So suddenly, up to now, we had a limitation of what the eye can do, ear can do, nose can do, tongue can do. But now, what is happening? All senses and mind, they take on the quality of eyes. That means all the senses are experiencing the beauty of Krishna, which is typically the object for the eyes only. But now, all the senses are experiencing the beauty of Krishna. Now, how to describe this in words? Nothing like that exists in the material world. How to give a comparison? But Acharya is so merciful, he's helping us to understand. And the mind take on the quality of eyes. So every sense is seeing the beauty of the Lord. And obstacles come when all the senses are trying to embrace the beauty of the Lord, then obstacles arise. What kind of obstacles? Paralysis. He is unable to move, and shaking and tears are generated. So just imagine, this devotee is experiencing the beauty of Krishna. Only he knows. No one around him knows that he is actually experiencing Krishna through his soul, because the soul is the reservoir of all senses, including mind, spiritual. And he is experiencing. So externally, his material body is behaving in a very odd way. What happens? Material body is paralyzed and it starts shaking and tears start flowing. So this is happening. From this, then what happens? The devotee faints, the devotee swoons. To awaken the devotee has swooned. He lost his consciousness. To awaken the devotee, the Lord, what he does now? Secondly, reveals his fragrance to the nostrils of the devotee. Now, devotee swooned. That's what you think. If we swoon, then a nice fragrance kept to our nose, we cannot experience it. But the devotee has not swooned. The devotee's senses are awakened so much that its external body just becomes paralyzed. He has fallen down. He appears to be dead. But then what happens? The Lord is revealing. First, he showed his beauty to his eyes. Now he is giving the fragrance to the nostrils of the devotee. And by this, the devotee's senses now, all the senses of the devotee suddenly take on the quality of the nose in order to smell. Not just his nose, every one of his senses. Like we discussed yesterday about how Dhruva Maharaj prays to the Supreme Lord, that Sanjeevayati, all my senses have become energized, have become awakened by your Antaranga Shakti, by the power of your internal energy. All my senses have become awakened, like that. Again, the devotee swoons in bliss. Again, experiencing this fragrance, he swoons a second time. Then the Lord reveals his sonorous voice to the devotee's ears. Now the Lord is appearing a sound to the devotee. Oh my devotee, the Lord is speaking in his ears. Oh my devotee, I have become yours. Do not become confused. Experience me fully. These words are falling in the ears of the devotee. All the senses then become like ears to hear. And for the third time, the devotee faints. The Lord then mercifully gives the touch of his lotus foot, his hands, and his chest to the devotee. And the devotee experiences the Lord's fresh youthfulness, Kaishora. He experiences the fresh youthfulness of the Lord. To those in the mood of servant. Now, Acharya Pad is coming to the rasas, right? Somebody is in the mood of Dasya, somebody is in the mood of Sakya, right? So he's talking about that. Sthai Bhav, the devotee is in the perfection of Prema, but his mood is servant. Then what happens? To those in the mood of servant, he bestows his lotus feet on the head. To those in the mood of friendship, he grasps their hands with his. To those in the mood of parental affection, with his little hands, he wipes away the tears of Prema from the eyes of the devotee. And to those in conjugal mood, he embraces, touching them with his hands and chest. So this experience is for the Prema Bhaktas who are in the Madhurya Prema. Right? Then the devotee senses all take on the sense of touch. Ultimately, the sense of touch. The whole devotee is transformed into the sense of touch. And the devotee faints a fourth time. The Lord then restores him by giving the taste from his own lips. From the lips of the Lord to the lips of the devotee. That kiss of love happens, revealing the form suitable to their worship. So the Lord will appear in a form suitable to the worship of the particular devotee. This, however, is revealed only to those in the conjugal mood, right? Very clearly, Chakravarti Pad says, this experience of Adharamrita, experiencing the taste of the Lord's lips, that is only for those who are in conjugal mood. Actually, Andal, who is one of the only woman Alvar among all the Vaishnava saints of Tamil Nadu, she sings, Karpura Narumo, Kamalapu Narumo, Tirpavala Chebaidan Titti Tirkumo, Virputru Ketkindren Sol, Adi went Sange. She's asking the conch in the hands of Lord Narayan. You are tasting his lips all the time. She's not talking to the flute. She's talking to Narayan, his conch. You are experiencing the touch of his lips. So you have tasted his Agaramrita. Please tell me, what is the fragrance and what is the taste of that? The saliva of the Lord. Does it smell like Karpura or like lotus, Kamalapu? Or how sweet is the mouth of the Lord? With great eagerness, I am asking you, oh conch that has arisen from the ocean, please tell me the taste. That is Madhurya Prema. So here, the Lord is giving the taste of his own lips. The devotee senses take on the sense of taste. Now suddenly the devotees all taste. The whole soul is bathed in the taste of the lips of the Lord. And he faints a fifth time. This blissful swoon, the fifth time the swoon, is so deep that the Lord must revive him. Now the Lord has to reveal another quality to this devotee. How to revive him? Bestowing his audharya, generosity. The sixth type of mercy. 5 we have seen, 5 senses. Sixth is generosity, audharya. Audharya refers to the state in which simultaneously all the Lord's qualities, up to now, one after the other, the senses are enlivened, right? Now, out of Audharya, the drop of the ocean is able to experience the whole ocean within itself. That is the Audharya of the Lord. Where is the Lord? And where is the tiny devotee, tiny soul? One drop of the marginal energy of the Lord. Tatastha Shakti. He is experiencing the entire, the Supreme Lord. Why? Audharya. He is giving himself completely to the devotee. Now we understand how great are the devotees. Sometimes we become confused when there is a demigod and there is a pure devotee. Who to worship first? Demigod is in all opulence. They are so powerful. Demigods like Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu. They are so powerful in this material world. And the devotee, an ordinary man wearing Kanta, he's wearing a Kanta and Kaupin, where he has nothing else. He's so weak and frail. Oh, can he be more powerful than the demigods? But yes, every living entity in the spiritual world is unlimitedly more powerful than the greatest demigod in the universe. That is how powerful the devotee is, but never he will try to show. He will always say, I am a servant, I am a most fallen servant, I have no good qualities. That is what he will say. But the devotee is unlimitedly more powerful than the greatest demigods. So the Lord's Audharya is bestowed. So simultaneously, all of the Lord's qualities all suddenly manifest themselves to the devotees' various senses. Every sense is experiencing every aspect of the Lord's opulence like that. At this stage, Prema, which understands the aim of the Lord, see, now see the language. At this stage, Prema, which understands the aim of the Lord. So Prema is a personality. This personality understands what the Lord wants for the devotee. Prema understands. So now Prema will act. How it acts? Increases to the extreme. The Prema of the devotee will go to the extreme, to which there is a corresponding extreme increase in craving for more. So if the Prema increases to the highest, that means the craving increases to the highest, because one drop is going to experience the whole ocean. So the craving increases unlimitedly, right? And having of its own become a moon, the Prema has become a moon of its own. It spontaneously creates in the devotee's heart a tearing friction among the simultaneous emotions. So many emotions are arising in the heart of the devotee, which is like a ocean. And Prema has become the moon, the full moon. Now imagine the full moon and the ocean. What happens when they come together? Huge waves rise in the ocean, right? Here, the ocean is emotion, right? The devotee's heart, devotee's mind, that is the ocean. But when the moon of Prema is at the zenith, then the devotee's heart gives rise to huge oceans of emotions. What emotions are these? Simultaneous emotions, a conflict of 100 waves in the ocean of bliss. The devotee's heart has already become an ocean of bliss. In that ocean, 100 waves are simultaneously rising and clashing. Every wave is bliss only. The clashing produces more bliss, right? It's all happening in the ocean of bliss. And then what the moon does? The moon spreads its power by assuming the form of a presiding deity of his mind. Presiding deity of the mind is actually moon, correct? We have read in Srimad Bhagavatam. So the Prema assumes the form of a presiding deity of his mind, which is Krishna Chandra. By this means, Prema bestows its influence so that one can experience the different tastes simultaneously without conflict. Now, see, you come back. Chakravarti started saying that one sense at a time experiences Krishna. And every time the devotee was fainting. Then the Lord gave Audarya to the deity, by which he can experience all the aspects simultaneously. Then Prema understood the Lord's intention, that now the Lord he doesn't want to stop short. Lord wants to give himself totally to the devotee. Madhurya understands, Prema understands. So Prema takes on the form of moon and the presiding deity of the moon, and in the devotee's heart, which is like a ocean of bliss, hundreds of waves of emotion rise and start clashing. And in the process, the devotee becomes capable of experiencing all the opulences of the Lord simultaneously. Now the drop has become the ocean, because The ocean has entered into the drop. Hare Krishna, devotees, I would like to hear from you. I'm just going on talking some nonsense that I don't even understand. I would like to hear your reactions. Does it all make sense?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
Prabhuji, this is fully transcendental. It is above our material eyes. So we can't, it is, we never thought that we'll, at least we have we'll get an opportunity to hear this, Prabhuji.
Yes. Yeah.
Feeling
That is
blissful.
the greatness. That is the mercy of the Acharyas. You are absolutely right. We hear, we don't understand anything, but still it produces so much happiness that, okay, so Prema is something different. That's why Sadhana Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti, Prema Bhakti, they are divided into three, right? Our own Bhakti process is 3 stages. And Prema is separate because one whole chapter running more than 11, 12 pages dedicated to discussing Prema. Now, obviously, we are not qualified. We are in the Anartha Nivritti stage, what to say.
Yes.
We are not even at Nishta, but we are still talking about Prema. This is the mercy of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. This is the mercy. Otherwise, who will know? Who will ever imagine these things? But we are given a chance. So let us go through it. Whether we understand or not, let us go through
So nectarian, Prabhuji. It's so nectarian. I don't feel like stopping. You can just imagine only. We can't see, Prabhuji. That is we
Yeah.
are fallen souls, but it's so amazing. We can't imagine that to the extent it is being explained by.
See,
Krishna
but
Chakravarti
one thing we
Prabhuji.
know now,
Getting goosebumps.
without a doubt, because we now come to know, we know in theory all these days that Krishna becomes sold to the devotee. Krishna gives himself to the devotee. The devotee can give Krishna to anyone he wants, right? Krishnati Tomara, Krishnati te paro, Tomara Sakati Yachi. Krishna is yours, so you can give to anyone you want. That is within your power. So now we understand how the ocean has entered into the drop. Now, how can you call it a drop anymore? It is no longer a drop. But still, please understand, don't get trapped into the Mayavadi mentality that, oh, now everything has become one. No, not at all. Someone has gone into the Prema stage, he will never become one with the Lord. He becomes one with the will of the Lord, but never becomes one with the Lord. He doesn't merge. He will always be servant and he will always be eager to serve the Lord and make him happy. This mood will eternally continue and the Prema will go on increasing and the craving to experience the Lord and to give him service will also increase. This will happen eternally. That is the process of Prema Bhakti. Once we reach the end state, it is not a end state. Okay, the devotee is reached Prema. Okay, there is a finality. No, it's not static like that. The Prema stage is something that expands moment to moment eternally. So, beyond all description, let us see. So, one should not think that the intense craving of the mind will cause dilution of the various states. He takes the pains to make us appreciate that. Don't please apply material yardsticks to understand this subject matter. No material yardsticks will apply here. If you try to do that, you will be like the well frog who tries to understand the ocean. The frog has lived in a well all its life, and one ocean frog has entered into the well. And this well frog is trying to understand, comprehend the ocean. That mistake we should not do. That's why Acharya Pad is cautioning again. Don't think that the intense craving will cause dilution of the various states. Correct, no? In intense craving, things get diluted. Oh, there is craving, but that doesn't happen. The senses still remain distinctly available to the devotee. See what he says. Rather, all of the senses attaining the inconceivable, astonishing, extraordinary quality to perform the functions of the other senses, Angani Sachagrendriya Vrittima, to appreciate the Lord's various qualities, give more intensity to the taste. So basically what happens? It only keeps getting more intense. Nothing gets diluted. Every single experience of the Lord keeps on becoming more and more intense. At no stage that does it become diluted because of the extreme intensity. So this is all, what can we say? It demonstrates, now we are beginning to understand the real power of Bhagavan. This is Bhagavan. Nothing is impossible for him, we say in theory. Nothing is impossible for him. But now we are beginning to understand really what it means to us. When we say nothing is impossible for the Lord, what it means to the devotee who is trying to attain the Lord, who is trying to attain Prema to the Lord. What does it mean? So nothing is impossible means the ocean can enter into the drop. Still, the drop will remain drop. The ocean will remain ocean. I don't know whether it makes sense. The Lord makes himself fully available to the devotee. And the devotees, his craving is increasing. And we know by definition, the Lord goes on expanding. The Lord's opulences, the Lord's powers, the Lord's every aspect of Aishwarya goes on expanding. And so the drop continues to crave to experience more fully. So in these matters, one cannot use, he is warning here, Chakravarti Pad, one cannot use harsh material arguments evolved from material experiences. He is cautioning, don't be a well frog, Mr. Frog in the well. Please don't be that. I am trying to explain to you a very esoteric subject matter which you are not qualified to understand, but I am still giving you a glimpse of it. But while you receive it, don't do the mistake of getting into the cocoon of material experiences. Your material senses, your material mind and material intelligence, they are given to material arguments. But no, give it up. Now you just open yourself to receive this knowledge. That's what Chakravarti Pad is telling. Don't get into the limitations of material experience. Achintya kalu ye bhava na tam starkena yojayet. This is from Mahabharata. The inconceivable means the Supreme Lord is not subject to mundane logic. This is a quotation from Mahabharata. So don't try to apply mundane logic. Okay, let us continue. Then the Lord, seeing the devotee, now the devotee has become like what? Like Chataka bird. What is a Chataka bird? Anyone can describe? What is a Chataka bird? We have not seen anything. We know only from scriptures. What is a Chataka?
It waits for the rainwater, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Rainwater, not from the pond. Everywhere rainwater.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. Directly it drinks, Prabhu. Directly.
It keeps its mouth open and it is waiting for a rain cloud to shed some raindrops, and that rainwater should enter directly into its open beak. That only it will drink. However thirsty it might be, it may not have rained for years. No cloud may have come, but still other birds are telling, hey, come, drink from this pond. This is very good. This river water is nice. This well water is so good. Come taste it. Oh, in this bucket, very good water. Chataka will not turn. Chataka eyes are always turned to the sky. And it is waiting for Ganashyam, the rain cloud to come, right? And to give one drop. But sometimes the rain cloud will come and the Chataka will very eagerly wait. But the rain cloud, instead of discharging water, it will discharge a thunderbolt. Still, the Chataka will not give up. Right? Asrishyava padaratham pinashtumam adarshanan marmahatam karotuva yata dhatava vitadhatu lampada mat prananataha tu sa eva naparaha. You do anything with me. You crush me, you embrace me, you disappoint me by not appearing for many years. It doesn't matter. You can go anywhere. You are Lampata. You are free to go and enjoy with anyone. But no, as far as I am concerned, you are my prananath. You are my life and soul. I will wait for you eternally. So that is a Chataka bird. I want only that rainwater. That cloud may not give me water. It may give me a shock. But I will still depend. That's a Chataka. So now, see, the Lord is seeing my devotee has now become a Chataka bird. Trying to taste the totality of raindrops. Now the devotees become so greedy that not just one drop, he wants to experience the totality of the raindrops, who desires to taste all the sweetness of his beauty, fragrance, sound, touch, taste, and audarya, but is unable to do so. So the Lord considers, why am I holding so many wonderful qualities to myself? Now, please, devotees, please explain this. What the Lord is thinking. What the Lord is thinking. The line which is given in quote. That is Lord thinking. What does he think?
He wants to shower his blessings on the devotee Prabhuji.
Yeah. But he's already showering.
Uh, hmm, it is an ocean of bliss. Each and every drop, even if the devotee is getting it, the Lord is also not satisfied in showering the bliss over the devotee.
Yeah, because the devotee is feeling some dissatisfaction. It's not dissatisfaction. The craving, I want more, because the Lord is unlimited. No, he's growing all the time. Not just unlimited, the Lord is growing. His opulences, his Madhurya is growing. So the devotee is never fully satisfied. And the Lord is thinking, as the beloved, devotee is the lover, the Lord is the beloved. So the beloved is thinking, oh, why am I so wonderful? And why am I not giving myself fully to this devotee? Who is hankering. Who is hankering for me so much. And I have so many wonderful qualities, but I am not able to give myself to him fully. So this is a reciprocation. So when we aspire in this direction, then the reciprocation will come from the Lord in this fashion. And the Lord is, if you read this line more closely, I am interpreting this line to mean that Krishna is telling the gopis that I am indebted to you. And this debt I cannot discharge in a kalpa. In a day of Brahma also, I cannot discharge my debt of gratitude to you. Like that, because the devotee has given up everything and exclusively given himself to the Lord's service, the Lord is thinking, I should reciprocate. And that is creating some urgency in the heart of the Lord. Why am I not able to give myself fully? I am still withholding something. I have not given. So this is Chakravarti Path's way of presenting these wonderful emotions. These are all emotions, correct? Actually, the whole Prema chapter we are reading, these are emotions. And in our material life also, we have so many emotions. Day to day, such imperfect emotions we have. And we find some taste in that. There was a meeting between Nammalvar and Madhurakavi Alvar. They are two. Nammalvar is considered an incarnation of the Supreme Lord. So Nammalvar never spoke a word until Madhurakavi Alvar came and asked him a question. By the time Nammalvar was 12 years old and he had never moved from under the tamarind tree where he was sitting. 12 years, no food, nothing, just sitting under the tamarind tree. In complete trance, nothing spoken. But then Madhurakavi came and asked him a question. So it's a long story, but Madhurakavi is asking him a question, very technical question, which says, the meaning is that when the soul falls down into the material pool, what does it do? The soul is meant to be in the spiritual world, but by mistake, it falls into the material pool. What does it do? Because Madhurya wants to know, why does the soul come here? And having come here, why does it not go back? So then Nammalvar opened his mouth to say, Adu atthai tindru ange kidakkum. The spirit soul, when it falls down into the material world, where by the action of Brahma, by the interaction of the three modes of material nature, and by the effect of Kala and Karma, the spirit soul gets a material body suitable to experience its desires. Then that soul never wants to leave. This is the wonder. This is the enigma, mystery of material existence. We are all meant to experience the Lord in this fashion, what is described here. But we have surrendered that and we are trying to lick these tasteless material experiences, and we think it is very great. That is what a gap is there between material and spiritual emotions. No? This is so insignificant, right? That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkhayonaya yevate adhyantavantaha kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. This pleasure we get by the contact of the senses and the sense objects in matter. This is so insignificant and it leads to suffering. So intelligent people don't relish this. This is so insignificant. So to let the devotee enjoy them completely, now the Lord decides, let him enjoy me completely. The Lord manifests his Kripa Shakti. Audarya Shakti has done its job. Then Prema Bhakti, she took a form, became a moon, and you know what all has already happened. Given the power to enjoy with all the senses, all the Aishwaryas of the Lord simultaneously, without limit. Now, the Anugraha Shakti appears. And what does she do? The central pole of all energies. So the Lord has unlimited energies. The central pole on which everything is pegged, the central peg, all the energies are hanging on that. What is the central peg? That's called Anugraha or Kripa Shakti. The central pole, the supreme controlling energy, which is described in the scriptures as a queen in the middle of a lotus, whose 8 petals are the 8 Swarupa Shaktis. So Swarupa Shaktis means they are part of the internal energy of the Lord. They are 8. And among them, this is the central queen. Which one? Anugraha Shakti. So which are these 8? The names are also given. Vimala, Utkarshini, Jnana, Kriya, Yoga, Prahvi, Satya, Ishana. I don't know anything about this. And which is called by several names. Which is called by several names? The Kripa Shakti. Such as Vatsalya or affection, or Karunya or compassion, in relation to his devotees in the mood of servant, and Cheto Dhrava. The Lord's heart melts. Heart is Cheta and Dhrava, it is liquefied. Cheto Dhrava. In relation to the devotees in conjugal mood. So again, this is exclusively conjugal mood. And which makes the devotee visible to the lotus eyes of the Lord. I don't know. It makes the devotee visible to the Lord. It's not that it makes the Lord visible to the devotee, rather the other way around. It makes the devotee visible to the lotus eyes of the Lord. By this Kripa Shakti, the element of the Lord's all-pervading free will, Ichha Shakti. Now we know something. That is the entire creation. Whether it is a spiritual or material, everything is the Ichha Shakti of the Lord. Right? Ichha Shakti of the Lord. Of course, we never say spiritual creation because it is beyond time. When we say creation, it implies time. At some point of time, it must have happened. But spiritual world, there is no element of time. It's always present. So, it is not created. But in any case, it is all the Ichha Shakti of the Lord. It's all the will of the Lord. W-I-L-L in big capital letters. It's the Lord's will, the Icha Shakti. So by this Kripa Shakti, Lord's Icha Shakti appears in the devotees and causes great astonishment even in those who have realized Paramatma. So now he is telling why Yoginamapi Sarvesham Madhyadena Andaratmana Shraddhavan Bhajate Yomam Sameyuktatame Matha. The Bhakta is the greatest yogi. Yogi realizes Paramatma. But even such a yogi, when the Icha Shakti of the Lord manifests in his heart, then they get great astonishment. What is the Icha Shakti doing? It arranges the complete exchange of love between the Lord and the devotee. It puts them on the same platform. The Icha Shakti of the Lord manifesting within the devotee, then the complete reciprocation takes place. Icha Shakti. So that is why produces great astonishment. By this energy, the Lord's affection for his devotees, like an emperor, rules over all the other auspicious constitutional qualities of the Lord. So the Lord's affection to the devotee reaches the zenith. At this, by the action of Anugraha Shakti, the Lord's affection for the devotee, like an emperor, rules over all other auspicious qualities of the Lord. So the Lord's, that Anugraha Shakti becomes the most overriding quality at that point. All the other qualities are subordinate. They act under the control of this Anugraha Shakti. They all work under the Anugraha Shakti, which are mentioned by, now he is going to first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Bhustuti, no, Mother Earth, mentioned by Earth personified. She is telling, glorifying the Lord. Bhavan hi veda tat sarvam yanma dharmanu prichasi. The bull is inquiring the cow. Bull is dharma and cow is Mother Earth. So there is a conversation happening. Bull is asking to Mother Earth, why you are shedding tears? Is it because of this, multiple questions? Then Mother Earth is answering. And there what she is doing? She is giving a list of the wonderful qualities of Krishna and how she was enjoying it while the Lord was walking on this earth. But now the Lord has disappeared. So she is explaining all the qualities. Bhavan hi veda tat sarvam yanmam dharmanu prichasi. You are dharma yourself. You know everything, but still you are asking me. Chaturbir vartase yena paday loka sukhavahai satyam shaucham daya kshanti styaga santosha arjavam kshamodamastapasam samyam titiksho parati uparati shrutam jnanam viraktirashvaryam shauryam tejo balam smritihi swatantriyam kaushalam khantir dhairyam mahadhavam evacha pragalbhyam prashriya sheelam saha vojo balam bhagah gambhiryam stairyam astikyam kirtir mano anahankritihi ete chanye cha bhagavan nitya yatra mahagunaha prarthaya mahatvam ichadbhir na viyanti sma karhichit tenaham gunapatrena Sri nivasena sampratam shochami rahitam lokam papmana kalinekshitam. God said, you know all the dharma about which you are asking me. I am lamenting the population which is now influenced by the sinful glance of Kali and which is devoid of the Lord, the abode of Lakshmi, the abode of qualities, by whose power you existed with 4 legs, which gave benefit to the people, and in whom reside the following eternal great qualities, which do not disappear at any time. These are all in the Supreme Lord eternally. Truthfulness, purity, compassion, control of anger, generosity, self-satisfaction, straightforwardness, control of mind, control of external senses, following his caste role during pastimes, neutrality to all, tolerance, indifference to material enjoyment, consideration of scripture, omniscience, distaste for material enjoyment. See, distaste for material enjoyment. This is the quality of the Lord. Control of others, determination in battle, influence, skill, defining social duties, independence, expertise in arts, beauty, lack of confusion, tenderness, boldness, modesty, being good-natured, sharpness of mind, sharpness of the knowledge senses and action senses, the abode of enjoyment, imperturbability, never disturbed, steadiness, faith, fame, respectability, lack of pride, and as well other qualities desirable for those who want greatness. Ashtadasha Mahadoshai Rahita Bhagavat Tanuhu Sarvaishwaryamayi Satya Vijnananda Rupini. The form of the Lord is without the 18 great faults. There are 18 faults. None of them are there in the form of the Lord. He is endowed with all powers and is the very essence of existence, knowledge, and bliss. So he is Satchitananda Vigraha. He is the essence of Satchit Ananda. Mohastandra Brahmo Ruksha Rasata Kama Ulbanaha Lolata Mada Matsarye Himsa Kheda Parishramo Asatyam Krodha Akanksha Ashanka Vishwa Vibhramaha Vishamatvam Parapeksha Dosha Ashtadashodhitaha. So there are 18 faults and they are listed in this shloka. The 18 faults are bewilderment, sleep, error, material attachment without prema, material lust, which brings suffering, fickleness, intoxication, envy, violence, exhaustion, toil, lying, anger, hankering, worry, absorption in worldly affairs, prejudice, and dependency on others. This list is in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. These faults don't exist in the Lord, but you can take out instances in Bhagavatam that all these things actually exist in Krishna. But that is the wonderful pastime of the Lord. We know it is all prema only. Prema and material emotion, kama and prema. It is like iron and gold. Even though iron can be made into so many shapes, gold also can be in so many shapes, but they are not the same. So material emotions and spiritual emotions may look similar, but they are a world apart, right? So these similar emotions can arise in Madhurya, in Prema, but there is different. The 18 condemned qualities are not present in the body of the Lord, but in compliance to the Kripa Shakti. Chakravarti Pad is saying the same thing. But in compliance to the Kripa Shakti, even these qualities become present sometimes in the various avatars such as Rama and Krishna especially, and become realized by the devotees as excellent qualities. When these 18 defects, any of them, appear in the Lord during his pastimes as Rama and Krishna, those avatara, those are realized by devotees as excellent qualities, not dosha. So when it appears in the Lord, it is not dosha. It is actually an excellent quality. Okay. We still have a little time. We will read one more paragraph and close for the day. Page 58. Then we have another 10 pages to go. Okay. I don't know what else Chakravarti Pad will say. Attaining the power to taste all the Lord's qualities, such as his beauty and fragrance, and tasting each one, the devotee ascends to higher and higher peaks of astonishing experience, like climbing the Himalayas. You reach the top of one mountain, and then you see in front of you a higher mountain. Then you want to climb that mountain. You reach the top, then only yet another higher mountain presents in view. Up to that time, you don't know. You think this is the highest peak. But once you scale that peak, then you will see a still higher peak. This happens to the Prema Bhakta. He is always hankering, and scaling newer peaks all the time. Such as his beauty and fragrance, and tasting each one, the devotee ascends to higher and higher peaks of astonishing experience. That's why we say once you reach Prema, no coming back. Mamapeti Punarjanma, Dukhale Mashashadam, Napnuvante Mahatmana, Samsiddhim Paramam Gata. They have achieved the highest destination. They don't come back to this material world because they are scaling newer and newer peaks. It never ends. There are always peaks. Can you imagine? Can you visualize this? Eternally, they keep on going higher and higher. And the devotee's heart melts on incessant realization of the Lord's unprecedented affection for his devotee. As he goes on climbing, experiencing different levels of bliss, his heart is very conscious of one thing. What is that? How much the Lord loves me. Now we sometimes doubt, does the Lord really love me? But once in Prema, the devotee is experiencing unprecedented affection for the devotee, is experiencing every moment. He never forgets. So the devotee is filled with gratitude every moment. Then the Lord, displaying his wonderful nature, says, the Lord is telling the devotee, O best of devotees, many births you have given up wife, house, and wealth for my sake. And out of obligation to serve me, you have endured the miseries of cold, wind, hunger, thirst, and pain, tolerated the contempt of other men, taking to a life of begging. In payment for all your sacrifice, I cannot give you anything. The Lord has become indebted now. I have become your debtor. Since lordship over the whole earth, the Lord is thinking, what can I give to my devotee? So the Lord is saying, since lordship over the whole earth, taking the post of demigod and acquisition of mystic powers are unsuitable for you. So how can I give them to you? I know they don't suit you. You deserve much better, so I will not give them. One cannot give grass and straw, which is the enjoyment of cows, to any human being. These things are for cows. Which one? The mystic powers, liberation, and material enjoyment. They are like that. I cannot give it to a human being. Straw. Though I am unconquerable, I have just now been conquered by you. Right? The Lord says, I live for you and dance for you. I am hanging on to the creeper of your good qualities for support. The Lord is a tree and the devotee is a creeper. Who is hanging on who? But the Lord is saying the tree is hanging on the creeper support. I am hanging on the creeper of your good qualities for support. The creeper is supporting the tree. Everything becomes reversed. Like that. It's a opposite of what happens in the material world. Right? The Lord is saying, I am unconquerable, but you have conquered me. I live for you and I dance for you. Like that. Hare Krishna. So we will continue tomorrow. Tomorrow is what, Friday? Tomorrow is Thursday?
Tomorrow is Thursday, Prabhuji.
Okay. We have one more session. So tomorrow, I think we'll mostly be able to close it because there are some shlokas, quotations, and all those things that can move fast. Thank you very much for your patience. If you have any comments or questions, you can ask. Then we will close.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. The wonderful, amazing explanation of Vishwanath Chakravarti path. As you said in yesterday's class, at this stage, it is very difficult to handle this kind of emotions like prema.
But
And I heard in
takeaway for us.
Prabhuji.
What is the takeaway from today?
Takeaway, Prabhuji. I heard in one of Bhanuswami, His Holiness Bhanuswami Maharaj's class also, he was telling, don't, even though we desire prema, but you aim for nishta first. For nishta, then things will become easier. So at this level, takeaway for me is just aim for nishta. And yeah, that desire for prema is there, but aiming for nishta, Prabhuji.
That is the mercy of the Acharyas, that they have shown you light on the goal also. And they
Yes,
are
what you said in the beginning, that poem.
They are lighting the next step also. They are not just showing light on the goal and say, I don't know how you will reach it, you do, but this is the goal. They are not doing that. Nor they are saying, I will show you one step at a time. You better do that. Sarvadharman parityaja. Like that, they are not telling. The goal, you will have to reach there to understand. Now I will not tell you what is the goal. You have to trust me. They are not saying, they are lighting the goal also. They are lighting the steps. So because they know in Kali Yuga, we are not easily satisfied. We want proof of everything. And so now we know what is lying in wait for us. And then we know any sacrifice is worth making to reach the destination. Any sacrifice is worth. So that is the takeaway for us, that prema, which we are only theoretically trying to understand by the mercy of the acharyas, because the Lord gives them the words to speak. See how amazing portrait and how beautifully His Holiness Bhanaswami Maharaj has translated. The translation itself is like a poetry. If Madhurya Kadambini is poetry, the translation itself is another poetry in English. That's a amazing way our Maharaj, especially when it comes to Vishnu Chakravarti Path's books, Bhanaswami Maharaj translations are par excellence. You can just drown in that. So we are given this opportunity, and as you say, now we have to do our homework. Try for Nishtha. Better we.
Also,
The
Prabhuji, the
homework is very
meaning of
difficult, Prabhuji. Sorry.
Yeah. No?
I'm
Yes,
saying that the homework is very difficult, Prabhuji. It's going
But
to be tough.
when you remember the goal, it is not so difficult anymore.
Hope so.
It's a guarantee. See, it is not that you may or may not get. No. Who says that you may or may not get? You will get. You just apply yourself to the task. Then you will get it. Nobody is saying, no, some will get it. Many people will not get it. Nobody is saying that. We have to apply ourselves fully. The more intensely we apply, the sooner we get it. But this bridge of the world, we have to cross. This world is a bridge, and we have to cross. We should not build a house on this bridge. Who builds a house on a bridge? This world is a bridge. The Lord is at the other end, right? The whole material creation is only a bridge. You have to cross it. So we should not get trapped by all these material charms and attractions. We should remain focused on our destination. So that way, it gives a great momentum to us to engage in our Vaidi sadhana bhakti with full application, with feeling, with feeling that I am not suffering for nothing. Just imagine a Jnana yogi or Ashtanga yogi. They are working hard. They don't enjoy that work, what they are doing. But because they have a goal to reach that, they are working hard. But a devotee is not like that. You know, this is the Lord I want to attain, and I am serving Him now with my tongue. I am just serving the Lord with my senses. And the Lord is watching me because Arteshu Abhignya, He is fully conscious, directly and indirectly. Anvayat itaratascha Arteshu Abhignya. He is fully aware. He is within me. He is watching my every action. So why can't we create that spirit in us? The Lord is pleased by my effort only. Why can't I put effort? The Lord is, unlike in the corporate world, we have to show results. Your efforts are not appreciated if results are not there. But with the Lord, effort is what is appreciated. Results are not so much appreciated. With less effort, you produce greater result. The Lord will look at your effort only. So that way, we are all on the equal level. Whatever effort I am capable of putting, that pleases the Lord. Whether it is in my chanting or in deity worship or in any other seva, what I am doing, if I can put myself fully into that, that is enough. I don't have to be like anyone else. I don't have to perform like anyone else. That is not what the Lord wants, because the performance is not at all in the mind of the Lord. Whatever Lord wants, He gets it. He is Atmaram. So it is not your results that He is after. He is after your effort. How seriously you want Him. How seriously you are willing to give up everything else to have Him, to serve Him. That is all He sees. So tell me, where is the handicap for any of us in doing this? There is no handicap at all. Even a child can do it. Even a dog can do it, like Prabhupada says. Even a dog can do, even a child can. So there is nothing lacking for us to do. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Just a minute.
Yes, Mataji. Prema Bhakti Lata Mataji herself has come. We are just talking about Prema Bhakti.
Okay.
Hari Bol,
Yes.
Mataji.
Okay, Prabhu. Actually, you are explaining about the Nammalvar and Madhurya. நம்ம எத்தை தின்று எங்கே கிடைக்கும்
Yeah.
மத்தை தின்று அங்கே கிடைக்கும்.
Yes.
So my understanding is that wherever we associate with, we'll become like that. So it's a matter of association that takes it up. elevate us.
100%. It is the devotee association, the only thing which is transcendental in this world. Everything else is material. Only devotee
Yeah, that's what
says, my temples are Vaikuntha.
we can share that, but it's only two line, Prabhu. What is the full
Now
verse,
the
Prabhu?
question is, செத்ததின் வயிற்றில் சிறியது பிறந்தால் எத்தை தின்னு எங்கே கிடக்கும்? That is a question. If a living thing takes birth in a dead body is dead, we know. Soul is living, we know. So the living soul takes birth in a dead body. What will it eat and where it will lie? That is a question. His question is basically, when the spirit soul enters into a material body, what will it do? That is the question in simple terms. So the answer Nammalvar gives, it will happily remain in the material body. Meaning not in the same body, it will transmigrate, but it will keep moving from material body to material body. It will not aspire to transcend the body, material body. It will not. It will remain happy. That is a tendency of the soul to find happiness wherever it is. In the palace also it will be happy. In the hut also it will be happy. Like Sridhar Kolavecha is telling, when Mahaprabhu asked him, ask me for a blessing, I'll make you the emperor of the whole world. Kolavecha says, thank you, Prabhu. I don't want any of these things, because I am seeing the king in the palace. I am also seeing the bird in the nest. I don't see any difference in their happiness. I don't want. So the problem is, whether you are in the nest of a bird or you are in the palace of an emperor, you are still in the dead body, in dead material body. But you will remain there only, birth after birth after birth. The aspiration to transcend will not arise. That aspiration will arise only when you are touched by a devotee's merciful hand. Then only the desire to go beyond material existence will come. That is a conversation between Nammalvar and Madhura Kaviya. Is it right, Mataji? Is it okay?
Thank you. Maybe if you could, is that the full verse or is there anything else, Prabhu? Can you share?
That's all. One question, one answer.
Oh,
செத்ததின் வயிற்றில் சிறியது பிறந்தால் அது எத்தை தின்னு எங்கே கிடக்கும்? That's a question. அது அத்தை தின்னு அங்கே கிடக்கும். Cryptic answer, very short answer. And with that, Madhura Kaviyalvar surrendered himself to Nammalvar. He did nothing except worship Nammalvar. He stopped worshipping Lord Narayan. Nammalvar became his god. Very, very amazing duo. The devotee, the Shishya is very old, the Guru is very young, like that. Hare Krishna.
செத்ததின் வயிற்றில் அப்படிங்கிறது அந்த soul is getting into the material body. Is it like that?
Correct.
சிறியது
material energy.
Energy. Okay.
The spirit soul
Okay,
is
bro.
going into material energy.
Thanks.
And it remains there only. Doesn't try to get out. Thank you, Mataji. So Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you. Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad ki jai, Madhurya Kadambini ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.